Hey, how's it going? I'm gonna out myself here a bit. It's Sunday morning, and I have a little bit of time before I'm going out with friends. So I decided let's go ahead and get this set up and ready right now. And I was thinking, oh man, yeah, I'm looking forward to playing Mission in Call of Duty and just doing that a little bit and start my morning with that. And I forgot that, oops, yesterday when I recorded the video for last week, because I'm on the final two missions, I just pushed them both together at the same time. So there is actually nothing for me to play and record this week. So instead, I get to just do, or well, I guess for today, right? So instead, I just get to do the recording aspect of it. But that's fine. That's what I get for both making that choice and falling so far behind. And I could just, play on my own for fun. It doesn't have to be for a video. So let's talk about this, which I dubbed the week of willpower, because I don't think there is any other week that was called that. I'm gonna have to double check because I didn't double check, in which case that'll be dubbed over. I'm not gonna restart the whole thing. But it's called that because this week I've made recent changes to my schedules, and I decided that 4 days a week I will go for about an hour-long bike ride, followed by 30 to 45 minutes at the gym, depending on how long it takes me and how many people are there. This is the first week that I actually hit that. There have been a couple weeks where I was trying and I got 2 days or 3 days, but stuff came up. This week I hit Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and it was gonna be Friday, but there were thunderstorms, and so I couldn't ride my bike. So then it was yesterday instead on Saturday. And despite it being only 1 week and not having enough time to properly build the habits, um, day one I was pumped for it. Day two I was excited. Day three I really didn't want to, or day four, right? Because it was Thursday. I had the Wednesday off day. But I really wasn't excited. I was thinking I don't want to go to the gym. This is gonna suck. But then by Friday I was actually sad that I didn't get to go because I was enjoying it again. Um, so I'm hoping that I'm sort of, despite it being right at the beginning, I'm over that hump, and I'm getting used to, I've done this bike ride so many times, I'm used to that. And by splitting my gym trips, which used to be like an hour or more, because I would do a bunch of working out at the same time, splitting that from like 2 to 3 times a week to just 4 times a week, half, working half as much, it's made it a lot easier to digest, a lot easier to commit to. I've also been committing to daily push ups. So at least once per day, with one, maybe two rest days within the week. At some point, I will stop and just do 15 push ups. That's the minimum. But there are days where I do that sometime in the morning or like the early afternoon, and then by late afternoon, evening, I'm feeling fine because obviously I've had more than enough time to rest, and so I just crank out another 15 or so. And all of this is to keep that goal going of one, losing weight, right? Keeping myself physically active so that I'm burning more calories in general, so that the diet I'm on is more effective. But also, two, to, strengthen my body a bit. I'm not going to look like a bodybuilder or, even some like ripped, shredded person. But hopefully just to, look a bit more bit better. I don't know. I would say better proportioned, but that's not the term. Just to look slimmer or maybe a bit more toned, right? Or even if I don't look at, being able to lift heavier stuff for longer or whatnot. You know, anything that just improves how I feel, how I look. I've also been taking my appearance a bit more seriously. I've been taking care of my hair and my skin and everything recently, but now I've sort of changed how I dress. Used to wear jeans, shirts, and then either a jacket or a flannel. Usually, recently it's been like a flannel with the sleeves rolled. Well, I'm trying out. I switched to wearing button downs that I roll the sleeves, and I really like that look. I think it looks, it looks formal enough that it could be, at like a higher end job meeting. Not that I have those, but it would fit for that if I wore dress pants and dress shoes. But it's also casual enough that I could throw on jeans and my boots, and it's not out of place. It all still fits. So that's also been giving me a lot of the motivation and the willpower to push through the other harder things during the week, because I think I look good, and so I feel good, and that's the most important part of it all. I did get some bad news. I reached out to try to find some um, professional help for some things I'm going on with that are going on in my life, and I found out that that's basically not going to happen, um, because of the way that my insurance works and their pricing and everything. The roundabout is that it would cost me $6,000 every year to do this. So first of all, that's 4 months left in this year, so I'm not paying $6,000 for 4 months before my plan rolls over. But secondly, I don't have $6,000. One of my friends said, maybe it's a lot of money. I told him 5,000 because I realized I had the number wrong at that point. That's just the deductible. It's 6,000 max out of pocket. Um, but he said, mental health and peace of mind might be worth that. And I had to sort of break it to him and say, hey, I really appreciate it. And I like you spreading, putting on a good light on this and trying to be positive. I woke up on Thursday with negative money in my bank account. So I am nowhere near financially set to spend 6,000. Even if I were to break that down into like a payment plan, 500 a month is a lot. If we did it over 2 years, 250 a month is still a lot. Like all of that, I'm already paying so much in loans. I'm trying to get those done faster, but I've got 4 more years on my car, like 8 or 9 more years on my student loans right now if I'm to continue to pay them at the lowest rate. So it's just not something I can do. But that doesn't mean that I'm giving up. It's gave me a different sort of motivation of, all right, well, I was going to try to get through this on my own. I decided, I don't think I can. Let me seek some professional help. Oh, professional help is completely out of reach because, the medical system and coverage kind of sucks. So we're back to, all right, that means I have to do this on my own. And I've done a lot of things on my own in my life and pushed through stuff that some people say you shouldn't, or that it was hard or whatnot. And so I know that I can handle it. It's just going to be needing to build up that willpower, that resiliency, even just the ability to try, to take a small step every day and hope that, I've said it before, 1% every day. And there are more than 100 days left in the year. So if I want to get to a place where I consider my goals, more or less met, even if they're not completely 100%, I'm done, I don't have to continue with this, right? Because the physical fitness journey is not going to be done in 4 months. That's a ongoing life goal. But if I'm at the weight I want to be at and looking better, and I've got it as a routine habit, I'd consider that complete for my year goal. So if I can get to a part where I think, hey, I'm making good progress, I'm making consistent progress, and I've committed to it, and this is going to be a continued thing, I'll consider that meeting for my goal for the year. So that's now the new hope, is that I can put the time and the effort into that to get there. And that's kind of really it. I've spent this week exhausted, but also feeling good because I've been trying to do a lot of different things. I'm not going to get into the gritty details of it, but I've been trying to do a lot of different things to reshape my life and how I live. And, something that, even if it's short-term pain, right? If this is something that's discomforting or, sucks to do in the moment, it's for long-term gain. The goal is that, in 3 months, 5 months, a year, I'm significantly better off because of it. And it's better to, suffer for a few months than suffer every single day for the rest of my life. So yeah, I'm actually going to end this early. I don't have another 20 seconds of things worth to talk about. So thank you for listening, and I hope you have a great week. And next week we'll be starting with Modern Warfare 3, which I think I can get through before the end of the year. And that's going to be awesome.